Hey farmers, and welcome to this week's installment of the official FarmVille Podcast. My name is Lexalicious, and I'm here to bring you all of the latest news and information about FarmVille from Zynga. This week we will be discussing our latest releases, and you guys will all be getting a sneak peek of things coming to FarmVille in the near future. Now, before I get into discussing our exciting new releases, I want to quickly go over a change that will be affecting a group of our players. Unfortunately, due to numerous unforeseen technical complications, we have had to remove all excess nursery barns from our players. If this change pertains to you, we have placed all of the animals from your second nursery barn into your gift box. We have also credited any affected players with 100 farm cash to help replace any lost building materials or efforts. Unfortunately, if you were in possession of more than 2 nursery barns, we will not be able to restore any lost animals or building materials from your excess nurseries. However, you will still receive the compensation mentioned above for your second nursery barn only. When this glitch originally came to our attention a few months ago, the FarmVille team allowed players to be in possession of 2 nurseries, which is why compensation is being granted to affected users. However, it was also stated that if players chose to build more than 2 nursery barns, that they were doing so at their own risk, as the fix for this glitch may result in the loss of any nurseries in excess of 2. Please know that we had every intention of allowing players to keep 2 nurseries on their farm as was originally stated, but as I mentioned earlier, technical issues have forced us to revise this decision and revert this feature back to its intended design. We sincerely apologize for any confusion or frustration this bug may have caused our players, and we would like to thank you for your continued patience and understanding. Please know that this was not a decision that was made lightly, but was ultimately done to preserve the health and stability of FarmVille. This removal will happen gradually, and if you experience any issues, please make sure to contact our customer service department. Alright, so as many of you may know, we have had lots of great new releases in the past 2 weeks, but one of the most noticeable updates was the release of crafting jobs for co-op farming. With Thursday's update, we've added the ability to take on crafting co-op jobs as well as your basic jobs. The crafting jobs are all based on the crafting recipes available with their respective crafting buildings in FarmVille. Each job requires that a certain number of recipe ingredients need to be planted and harvested before a certain time period in order to get the reward. The process you go through to start and finish crafting jobs is essentially the same as basic jobs. Crafting jobs generally have a longer time limit to complete, and if the availability of which crafting jobs you can take depends on what recipes you have unlocked with the crafting building you currently own. This feature is great for players who always seem to be a little bit short on bushels, as crafting jobs can reward XP, coins, and bushels when completed. Access to crafting jobs is through the same co-op window. Currently you default to all jobs, which shows all available crafting jobs. You can also see that there is a new crafting jobs tab, which will show you just what crafting jobs will be available for you to start. The rest of the process is almost entirely similar to regular co-op jobs. You can ask your neighbors to join your co-op in order to hit your job deadlines. Your neighbors do not need to have access to these crafting recipes in order to participate in a crafting job. The crafting job ends when you meet the goals within the given amount of time, or you run out of time, in which unfortunately you do not get a reward. As with normal jobs, the more you contribute to the crafting job, the better your reward. Please note that you can purchase additional time with farm cash via the green purchase button on the bottom left of the active job window. Nursery expansion was also released on the 14th, which gives our players who love to collect baby animals a little bit more legroom and a higher chance of producing adult animals when collecting from their nurseries. Now, I'm not going to go too in-depth into the nursery expansion, as the mechanics should be very familiar to most of our players. For more experienced players who may not have tried this new release yet, all you guys need to know is that you can gain a total of 20 additional storage spaces in your nurseries if you choose to participate. For any newer players who may be looking for a helping hand with the details of this release, please make sure to visit the game update section of the FarmVille forums for more information. And lastly, the past 2 weeks have been jam-packed with great new items from our limited edition German theme. These items have been accompanied by a great new mystery game that features brand new feathered friends and the new Dogwood limited edition crop. This flower can be mastered and will only be available until October 19th, so make sure to start working on the mastery for this one while you still can. Alright, and on that note, folks, let's go ahead and get into the coming soon segment of this week's podcast. So first up this week is something I know many of our players will be really excited about, as it has been a community request since the release of FarmVille. Soon, players will be able to purchase clothing for their avatars. Any player who is looking to dress up and personalize their farmer will soon see some great outfits and costumes in the coming weeks. We also have 2 new Halloween features coming for you in the near future, including a constructible haunted house and a Halloween candy holiday basket that players will be able to fill with candy and redeem for special prizes. We may also have a few other Halloween surprises in store for you guys, so make sure to tune into the next few podcasts for more details. Now, I can't give too many details about our last sneak peek, but I can tell you that players will soon be able to visit a very special neighbor to earn 1 new consumable and 1 new decoration. Alright, well, that's it from me this week, farmers. I just want to let you know that I will not be in the office for the next podcast on the 8th of October, so our next podcast will be hosted by Volti, one of the other members of the FarmVille community team. I will see you guys in a few weeks, and I would like to thank everyone for tuning in this week. Happy farming, everybody!